What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the daily Need for Speed Payback videos. Today we are taking an in-depth look at the full car list for Need for Speed Payback. Later today we're going to be jumping in to our Let's Play series and continuing on where we left off. I will say it is a very good episode, so make sure you are subscribed for that. I'm not going to say exactly what goes on, but if you watch the last part, you know there is some pretty cool stuff that is about to happen. Anyways, right now, like I said, we're taking a look at all of the cars in Need for Speed Payback, and in this video, I wanted to give you some tips as to sort of how this whole screen works and things like that, and also how you can unlock a bunch of these cars in Need for Speed Payback, because some of the cars may not be so obvious, let's say, and there are also some hidden cars in Need for Speed Payback, which you might not have known about. So, let's jump through and talk about everything and have a little chat. So, we've obviously got the long list of cars. We scroll along the bottom, and we can see every single car. And off to the left of the screen, basically all the information you're going to want about the car is right there, like your horsepower, your top speed, your NOS, your 0 to 60. Everything you want to know about the car you're about to buy is probably on the left-hand side of the screen right there. Just above that, obviously, we have the make and the model and the little logo and stuff, and then we have the level of the car. Now, the levels in Need for Speed Payback range anywhere from level 100 all the way up, basically, to 399. The higher the number is, the faster the car will be, and the more upgraded it is. I don't actually know what the highest level of car is just stock, but you could get quite a number of the cars all the way up to level 399, and they will be hella fast. So be on the lookout for some of those. Just above your level, you also have the build type of the car. Now, the dealership that we're at right now is the racing dealership, just because that's where you can find basically all of the cars in Need for Speed Payback. So in Need for Speed Payback, not every single car can be a race car, for instance. Say this Ford Focus RS right here. That's, just as an example, can only be a race car, a sleeper car, or a runner car, excuse me, and a drag car, just as an example. So that means you won't find it in the off-road dealership, and you won't find it in the drifting dealership. If you want to go out and buy a Ford Focus, you'll need to head to the race dealership, the drag dealership, or the runner dealership. Either one of those, you'll be able to find it. And then basically, that's going to be how your car handles. Once you buy it from the drift dealership, your car will naturally be set up for drifting and have a tendency to slide out a little bit more. If you buy a car from the race dealership, it will be hella fast going around corners and stuff like that. And obviously, if you buy an off-road car, well, you can go off-road, which is pretty fun. Also, we should probably talk about how you unlock a lot of these cars, because I'm now in the sort of locked section of these cars. So, as you're playing through Need for Speed Payback, you will go through different chapters in the game. If you've been watching my Let's Play, and if you tried out the trial for yourself, basically, we were able only to get so far as the end of the second chapter, which unlocked some cars, but obviously not all of them. I believe there's 6 chapters in Need for Speed Payback. Anyways, you can see them along the bottom hand of the screen here as we're scrolling through. This BMW X6, for instance, can be unlocked after Chapter 4 and so on and so forth. So that's how you get some of those. There are also some cars that you have to find as derelicts, which are those cars that you have to drive around the map for and pick up the hidden parts. I've already made a video on the Nissan 240Z if you'd like to check that out. I do a whole in-depth guide of how you can go find all the parts in the world, and I show all the exact locations. So basically, all of the hard work for you guys is gone. You just got to go drive to these points and you can have a brand new car in your garage, which is a pretty good way of doing it. Also, when you get those derelicts, you can go in and choose the build type, which is pretty cool. All of those derelicts obviously have their particular build types. They have obviously all of them unlocked as well, and they can also become super builds once you get them above level 300, which is really cool. I'll be doing some videos on those soon, so make sure you're subscribed for them. Anyways, as we continue to scroll through the list, you might be noticing something. There are a couple cars missing from this list. That's because, one, there are some hidden cars in the game. For whatever reason, on the car list that Need for Speed published a little while ago, there were 2 Volvos on that list, a Volvo Amazon and a Volvo 242. And for whatever reason, they just aren't included in Need for Speed Payback. It's listed as, I believe the Volvo 242 is listed as a race car and a drift car, maybe something else. Anyways, it's not in the race dealership. I went and checked the drift dealership as well, and it's just not there. So I don't know where they are. They're hidden somewhere in the game. If anybody knows how to get them, please let me know in the comments down below, because I am a huge fan of the Volvo 242, and I just can't find it, which is kind of weird. Anyways, that's everything basically in the racing dealership. Oh, I completely forgot to mention as well. The vehicle price, obviously, that's the big thing that's flashing in your face as we scroll through every single car. The most expensive car in the game is the Pagani Huayra Bc, and the thing is just an absolute monster. When I went out to Ghost Games in Sweden, I got to drive around in the Huayra, and it is hella fast. So anyways, you may notice there are some other cars missing from this list as well, like the Ford Raptor, or the G-Class, or the Land Rover Defender. And that's because those 3 cars are the only 3 cars in the game that cannot be race cars. So there's the Land Rover Defender. We're going to go check out the Ford Raptor and the G-Class as well. So if you want to get either of those 3 cars, make sure you head to the off-road dealership, because that is how you can get those guys. Anyways, that is the full car list for Need for Speed Payback. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!